okay, so we're going to talk in this problem some more dealing with equations with fractions. And these are all multi-step equations. We're not dealing with one step. There's steps that we have to do more than one operation happening, or more than one inverse. Let's say I have a problem that looks like this, x plus 11, and let's say that's over 3. And we're going to say that's equal to negative 3. Okay. We're going to deal with the same thing. Imagine, over this top part, this is like being multiplied by an imaginary 1. So I can say that this is 1/3 times x plus 1 is equal to negative 3. This is just so that I can demonstrate this. Times x plus 11, and that's going to be equal to negative 3. Okay, well, in order for me to get rid of that fraction, I'm going to multiply it by the inverse. So I'm going to multiply this by 3 over 1. 3 over 1, that means that's going to become, oops, dang it. Okay. 3 over 1, that's going to become 1. And if I multiply this side by 3 over 1, I need to multiply this side by 3 over 1. Now, with this left side, I'm just left with x plus 11. All right? Now, this is negative 3 over 1, so that becomes negative 3 times 3, which is going to give me negative 9. Now I'm just going to subtract 11 from both sides, and that's going to give me x is equal to negative 20. Okay? It's that easy. That's pretty easy, right? Straightforward, not too bad. All right, let's try one more. And when I try this one, I want you to try to do it your own first. So let's say our problem, and we're going to have n minus 5. That's going to be over negative 2. And that's going to be equal to negative 7. Okay? I'm going to multiply this by negative 2 over 1. That's going to cancel out that negative 2. I'm going to multiply this side by negative 2 over 1. And now that just becomes n minus 5. Don't get confused. That whole top numerator, the top section, the numerator, not going to get canceled out. That's still there. So that's going to be n minus 5 is going to be equal to, I've got negative times a negative. That's going to become a positive. So then that's going to give me positive 14. I'm going to add 5. So then that cancels. That becomes a 0 pair. So that's going to give me n is equal to 5 is going to be 19. Okay? It's that easy. It's really, really easy. Now, let's say for a challenge problem, okay? Let's say, for example, I have 2b over, let's say, 5. Cat, quit it. Plus, let's say 2b over 4. And let's say this is equal to, I'm going to pick a number. I'm just going to say random number 3. Cat, quit it. Now, I got two fractions and I don't have a common denominator. Yes, I could find a common denominator. The common denominator would be 20, okay, between 5 and 4. But what that tells me is that I can use that to get rid of my fraction. So if I multiply this equation, this expression by 20, and I multiply this expression by 20, or that side by 20, okay, 3 times 20 is going to give me 60. And if I'm going to distribute that 20 to both of these here, okay? Now, I want you to see this. I'm going to write this out so you can see that. So this becomes 20 times 2b, cat, over 5, plus 20 times 2b over 4. That's times. And of course, that's equal to 60. 4 goes into 20 5 times. So that becomes 1 on the bottom. 5 goes into 20 4 times. And that becomes 1 on the bottom. So now it becomes 4 times 2b plus 5 times 2b. So now I can rewrite this. This becomes 8b plus 10b. And that's equal to 60. I got rid of my fractions. Woo! Now I just need to deal with this number. So 8 plus 10 will give me 18b, and that's going to be equal to 60. Divide by 18, divide by 18. Now, I'm going to, in the interest of, we can keep going. I can move it down. So, now, this becomes 1, so now I'm left with b. Now, I can simplify 60 over 18. And there's a couple things. So, let's think about different fractions. So, 60, I can rewrite 60. We said as 3 times 20, right? And I can rewrite 18. I can rewrite 18 divided by 3 is 3 times 6. Look at that. This is transitive property. This is transitive property. I'm using the transitive property to replace. The 3's are going to cancel each other out. Whoops. I don't know why that went away. The 3's can become 1. So now I'm left with 20 over 6. Okay. Let's see. I know 2 goes into 6 3 times. I also know 2 goes into 20 10 times. Okay. I just reduced that, and now that gives me 10/3 as my fraction. Okay. It's that simple. All right. See you in the next video.